Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm your course instructor Sania Gilani. We are back with another lecture. This is our 16th lecture and today we have to talk about the age of sensibility and the rise of novel. We are primarily talking about the birth of modern fiction through the age of romanticism. It will primarily focus on emotions, individualism, and also how fiction has been evolving over time, particularly in the modern context. Last time, we explored the age of reason, when wit and balance ruled English literature. But as the 18th century progressed, something began to change. Human beings, it turns out, were not made of reason alone. Beneath all that wit and order, there were feelings, sympathy, passion, and imagination. The mid 18th century saw the birth of a new kind of literature, one that looked inward, into the human heart rather than the polished exterior of society. This transition marks what we call the age of sensibility, lasting from 1740 to 1780. It was the bridge between the classical restraints of the Augustans and the emotional intensity of the coming movements. Historically, the second half of the 18th century was a time period of great social and intellectual transformation. The Industrial Revolution began reshaping England. The middle class grew in influence. The empire expanded overseas. At the same time, literature began to reflect a new moral consciousness, one based on feeling, sympathy, and imagination, rather than intellect alone. Writers started to explore individual experiences, human emotions, and nature. The dominant literary forms became the novel and pre romantic poetry, both emphasizing subjectivity and moral sentiment. So, what is the age of sensibility? This period is often called the age of Johnson, after Samuel Johnson as well, who represented both the rational discipline of the past and the moral depth of the new age. Key trends of this particular age include a shift from wit to sentiments, from intellect to emotion, concern with morality, virtue, and human sympathy, growth of individualism and self expression, development of realism in fiction, and personal tone in poetry. Now let's discuss the rise of the English novel in 18th century. The 18th century saw the birth of modern prose fiction, the novel as we know it today. Earlier stories were either romances or religious allegories, but now writers began to portray ordinary life, social manners, and moral experiences. So, who were the major novelists of this period? Daniel Defoe, to name the first. He was the one who wrote Robinson Crusoe. He is considered the first English novelist, and his work is the first English novel focusing on human experiences, survival, and self reliances. It linked the Protestant work ethics with a hero. The hero's isolation mirrors England's growing sense of individuality and empire around the world. Next main writer of this period was Samuel Richardson. He wrote Pamela and Clarissa. Both of these works are examples of epistolary novels. These are the fiction told through letters. They explored psychology and virtue, especially female chastity and moral strength. Next big name was Henry Fielding. He wrote Joseph Andrews and Tom Jones. They were a reaction against Richardson's sentimentality with humor and realism. It blended moral vision with comic energy and presented a vivid picture of English society, criticizing it oftentimes. Next writer that we have to discuss about is Lawrence Sterne. He experimented and broke traditional storytelling structures. His playful narrative influences the later modernist fiction. Through these writers that I just mentioned, the novel became the moral and social mirror of the 18th century, a new art from the demoralized literature, speaking directly to middle class readers. Now, let's talk about the man behind the age, Samuel Johnson, and his literary influences. Samuel Johnson was a towering figure of this age, representing both reason and feeling. His Dictionary of the English Language which was standardized for English vocabulary, is very famous. Next, he also wrote his lives of the poet. He provided critical and more evolutions of earlier writers. His essays in The Rambler and The Idler reflected on human nature with dignity and compassion. All of these works emphasized one thing, that was morality, along with common sense. But he also recognized human weakness, a balance between intellect and sympathy that defines the age of sensibility. Coming towards poetry, the turn was towards emotions and nature now. In poetry, the shift from classical restraints to emotional expression became clearer with Thomas Gray's Elegy written in a country churchyard. It is perhaps the perfect symbol of this change. It mourns not kings or heroes, but ordinary people, giving dignity to the common man. The tone is reflective, musical, and deeply human. Other poets of this age include William Collins and James Thomson. They anticipated Romanticism by celebrating nature, melancholy, and imagination. The focus moved from public themes to private feelings, paving the way for Wordsworth and Coleridge a generation later. This was all about 18th century literature. Now let's conclude this age of transition, which was about reason, emotion, and which was also about order to imagination, from social satire to individual experiences. It gave birth to the English novel, deepened literary criticism through writers like Johnson, and also rediscovered emotion and nature of poetry. If the Augustans taught us how to think, the writers of sensibility taught us how to feel. Together, they complete the great evolution of English literature from the previous generations, and they also talk about how the art of novel writing developed over time. Okay, so this transition marks a bridge between classical restraints and the emotional intensity of the coming generation. The age of sensibility gave rise to the art of novel, and it also gave rise to people talking about feelings in their works, not just intellect. In the next lecture, we are going to talk about Romanticism and its influences on the age. So, till then, Allah Hafiz, see you soon. To conclude this lecture, I would like to point out all the key features that we discussed today before we come to the next lecture. The key trends of this age include a shift from wit to sentiment, and also a concern for morality, virtue, and human sympathy. And it was also about a growth of individualism and self expression. This was also the age in which realism became a part of fiction. Unlike the previous Augustan age, when it was all about satire, wit, and a little bit of mockery of society, this age talked more about individualism and the struggles of everyday man. Writers like Samuel Johnson immortalized the art of criticism, while Daniel Defoe and other writers like Richardson and Fielding popularized the format of English novel. If it weren't for these writers, criticism and the art of novel would have been quite different. The coming ages of Romanticism, which focuses primarily on emotions and feelings, while Victorian age, which focused on societal struggles, would have not been the same without this particular chunk of history. This age of sensibility provided people to talk about moral strength with emotions, and it was a perfect bridge between classical sensibilities and modern sentiments. In the next lecture, like I just mentioned, we are going to discuss more in depth about this modern shift, and we are going to talk about Romanticism. what is Romanticism and how did that particular movement influenced history and literature. So till then, Allah Hafiz, I will see you guys soon.